RHS academics teams bring home some awards.
And we introduce you to the freshman snowball court finalists. All today on the Air.
I'm your host, Big Al.
And it's your boy, Ed May.
First up today, we want to congratulate our RHS academics teams who competed on Wednesday night at Knightstown and once again came away with some big wins and all teams finishing in the top 3. Both the science and fine arts teams captured first place finishes, while social studies, math, and English teams all took seconds. The interdisciplinary team finished third. Individual winners included Andrea Pegg taking first in science and Chitra Vandenham taking first in fine arts.
On Wednesday, we announced this year's snowball court finalists. Today, Naomi Carter introduces you to the freshman finalists for Snowball Prince and Princess.
Since Student Council decided to give each class their own court, let's check out the freshmen today.
Now let's take a quick look at some announcements, which include more important information for students involved in Mrs. Rayburn's Climate Changers and more.
That's right, Climate Changers, and it's time to sign up for the Shamrock 5K 10K. The annual BPA fundraiser is on March 11th and registration is now open. You register online at speedyfast.com. Last year, over 150 people signed up and ran in the race. If you want to be sure to get your official Shamrock t-shirt, you have to be signed up by March 4th. Cost to register is $15 for a student, and if you get a group of 4 students, you can enter as a group of only $40. Remember, the cost goes up after March 4th. We'll have more about the Shamrock on one of our later shows. Attention all the students who were invited to the first Climate Changers meeting with Ms. Rayburn. You will have a short meeting next Thursday after school in her room. The meeting should only last about 15 minutes. Seniors who have dual credits through Ivy Tech, next Tuesday is dual credit transition night. The open house is from 6 to 8 p.m. at Ivy Tech, and if you're one of the first 100 students who arrive, you could win a gift worth $50. Also, they will be helping students with their FAFSAs and helping you apply to Ivy Tech. The first 15 students who apply could win a free class. It's Tuesday night from 6 to 8 for all seniors who are earning or have earned Ivy credit. Remember, snowball tickets are on sale now. They're being sold during lunch and cost $8. The dance is next Saturday, February 25th. Make sure you get your ticket and see who wins for all class courts at the dance. Seniors, if you missed out on ordering your senior t-shirt, you got more time. Today's the deadline to order one. Orders can be done online in Canvas or during lunch. Make sure to order yours soon. Seniors, time is running out to pick up your applications for honors and awards. Applications are available in Ms. Porter's office in the Counseling Center in the main hallway. There are over 80 scholarships available for only RHS seniors. Amounts range up to $100 up to $24,000. You have until the end of next week to get it completed and turned back in. Interviews will start in March. See Ms. Porter to get an application packet. And with Snowball just over a week away, start thinking about picking up a formal or a suit at the RHS Prom Store. Just talk to Ms. Crow in room R136 or Ms. Hartman's in room R146. With your RHS announcements, I'm Dante Redmond.
It's the weekend and Greg has promised some possible record-breaking warm temperatures. Let's get the full forecast.
We have a 3-day weekend and it's going to be beautiful. Should be very sunny, reaching new highs this early in February. For today, highs should reach around 60 with sunny skies throughout the day. Lows will reach around the low 40s. Heading into this Saturday, highs will be around 60 again, with partly sunny skies, with lows reaching the low 40s. For Sunday, partly cloudy skies throughout the day, with highs in the mid-60s and lows in the 40s. Monday should be the best day for this warmer spring-type weather, with highs close to 70 and lows reaching around 50. That's your weather. I'm Greg Lyons.
Now it's time for a sports update with Allison that includes gymnastics and Alston Bain last time wrestling for RHS.
It will be a bittersweet moment tonight as Alston Bain starts competition in the state meet, the last of his career as a Red Devil.
So my favorite memory from high school is probably sophomore year, walking around on Friday night at the state tournament, just kind of seeing all the fans and everybody in the stands and kind of getting that nice feeling of being at the state tournament and then going out and wrestling and upsetting the #1 seed in my side of the bracket. My experience at Richmond High School has been great. Over my 4 years, there's been a lot of support, not only through wrestling but through football as well, and just people behind me and supporting me and kind of helping me push along to do the best that I can and perform as well as I can, not only on the football field but in wrestling as well, and try to go out and win a state championship for my school. So having my dad as a coach has been, I guess, a good thing. It's been kind of rough throughout my 4 years. We've had our ups and downs for sure. A lot of fights, a lot of arguments, but it's brought us closer as a family. I know having him as a coach helped motivate me more, kind of dedicate me to the sport a little bit more, and make sure that I'm committed at all times. And he just pushes me to be the best that I can, and I just push him as a coach to be the best that he can, and kind of brought us closer, helped us bond through the sport. So after I graduate, I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to go to college yet. I have a few official visits that I still have to take, but I plan on either going to George Mason University or Army West Point Academy to continue my wrestling career and help get my degree to pursue life as I want it to be.
Good luck, Alston, and bring back a state title. RHS Gymnastics were back in action again last night as they hosted Morristown last night at the Recplex and scored another win. The Lady Red Devils easily won 100-75. Top finishers for RHS were Lindsay Griffin, who won first in the all-around with a first in the vault, third on the bars, fourth on beam, and third on floor. Eva Bozell added first on bars. We have some highlights we'll share with you later in our show. Boys swimming began sectionals last night with the preliminaries at New Palestine. Congratulations to the following swimmers who move on to tomorrow's finals. And finally, good luck to the boys basketball team who are at home tonight in their last NCC game of the season against Lafayette Jeff. That's your Red Devil Sports Report. I'm Allison Miller.
And now it's time for another Black History Month moment, and this one comes from Miss History's Biomed class.
Henrietta Lacks was a young 31-year-old woman with she had 5 children.
Henrietta Lacks had cervical cancer, and that's what she died of. She went to a hospital at Johns Hopkins Hospital, and at the time there was no such thing as informed consent. They could take her cells or perform experiments on her without her permission. And they actually did do this. They took her cells without her permission and proceeded to use them in many kinds of experiments.
Her cells were the first human cells to actually grow outside of the body, and a typical cell will divide 50 times before it dies, but the unique thing about her cells is that they will forever divide, so it literally means that she will be immortal. And another cool thing is that with all the cells that scientists have reproduced, you could fill 100 Empire State Buildings with all of her cells. And through this process, they've made billions of dollars, and her family has gotten none of that. And that's one of the controversies that come from the Henrietta Lacks story.
So this is a really controversial story even today. Her family is currently suing Johns Hopkins, which is the hospital that took her cells. But the problem is Johns Hopkins, even though they took her cells, they're not the people who made the billions of dollars off of them. Her family still today is too poor to even afford health care. So it's very ironic that billions of dollars have been made off of their mother or grandmother, and they can't go to the hospital and get basic bills taken care of. The way that we use her cells in class, these are actually vials of HeLa cells. So they're called HeLa cells, H-E for Henrietta and L-A for Lacks. For about 25 years after her cells were taken, they were referred to as HeLa cells, and no one knew where they came from. It was sort of lost in history where the cells had come from. And then they figured out they had come from Henrietta originally. So we get these cells, and in the first year class, the students work with these cells in order to understand cell structure. They burst them open on a slide, and they view the chromosomes. And we also use them to understand how cancer cells are different from regular cells because they have far more chromosomes inside of them. These cells have been used all through history. They're the most useful cell line in all of biological history. And like they told you, they were used to grow the polio vaccine. That was the first major use of Henrietta Lacks' cells. But they're still used in biology labs all over the world just to even understand basic cell biology, like the kids here at Richmond High School. So they're easy to obtain, and you can use them, but no matter how much we pay for them, the family never sees a cent of the money.
If you want to learn more about Henrietta Lacks, you can check out a book about her life called The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. And you can also watch out for a new movie being produced by Oprah Winfrey about her life.
And remember, we have one more week to suggest a Black History Month moment to us on Twitter, and you could end up on our show.
That's the show, and as we promised, we have highlights from the gymnastics meet last night.
Enjoy and have a great 3-day weekend.